Week 5 of the GBA is upon us and the Bullet Punch Club are carrying on strong with a valiant 4-0 record. Unfortunately, our next opponent is also not lacking in the Valiant department because he has Terra Iron Valiant. We definitely gotta bring our A-game on this one, so let us see what we brought. Starting off, we got the ace of our BPC, Expert Belt Meowscarada with Flower Trick, Knockoff, Low Kick, and U-Turn. Once again, I'm running Overgrow this week instead of Protein because other than wanting to run 2 primary stabs, this also ensures that he won't be able to leverage my potential loss of a Dark type and go out into Thunderous to spam Prankster T-Wave. That, and I genuinely don't need Stab to knock out most of his other threats, as Expert Belt Low Kick does that just fine against his Hisuian Gudra and Tyranitar. Next up is our resident Chocobo, the Choice Bandit Galarian Zapdos with Close Combat, Brave Bird, U-Turn, and Thunderous Kick. And let me tell you right now that Dell has absolutely 0 switch-ins to this thing. Both of its stabs are easily the most spammable throughout the entire game, and with Stealth Rock by my side, there ain't no way he'll be able to get out of this one unscathed. We definitely got a lot of offense this time around, but let's add some even more of that with a twinge of a defensive backbone, as the next Pokemon is our round 1 pick, Gholdengo. Rocking a specially defensive nature with Make It Rain, Shadow Ball, Recover, and Nasty Plot. And let me tell you right now that this thing is an absolute menace against him. With this specially defensive nature, I'll be able to take on his Galarian Slowbro, Thunderous, and Hisuian Gudra really well. There's hardly much reason to run any offensive spread this week, as it doesn't need much investment to do massive damage after a Nasty Plot. The speed investment is there to make sure that I outpace Adamant Max Speed Tyranitar. Halfway through, and it's clear that we gotta add some more defensive backbone. Enter our BPC MVP, Uxie, running a mixed defensive spread this week with Psychic, Yawn, Stealth Rock, and U-Turn. Originally, it had Grass Knot, but I realized that it wasn't exactly doing that good of a job in stopping that Donphan of his. The goal here is to set up Stealth Rocks and make sure that they stay up. If I faces Hazard Remover 1v1, I yawn it first and then get my rocks up for free, no questions asked. That and being able to put a Pokemon to sleep does wonders for my offense to go absolutely insane against them. Things are looking good so far. Unfortunately, we don't have an answer for Terra Iron Valiant yet. Enter physically defensive Unaware Clodsire with Earthquake, Toxic, Recover, and Rock Tomb. This Pokemon surprisingly does really well against any Iron Valiant set. Even if he does end up being Choice Bandit Terra Blast, that's actually a 3-hit KO against me. Meaning that if he's any other set, I can handle that thing no problem. Rock Tomb is mainly there for a potential substitute Thunderous, and also because the speed drop is really good against most of his offense. Last but certainly not least, we got Life Orb Lycanroc Dusk with Psychic Fangs, Close Combat, Accelerock, and Crunch. Once again, this Pokemon has a really good speed tier matchup against Dell's team, and from an offensive standpoint, can do a lot of damage to him. Psychic Fangs is great against Paldean Tauros, and just in case it decides to try and bring screens, hopefully this time it'll actually be able to hit the field. So yeah, that's the team. If you're enjoying this video, please do like and subscribe, as I'm on my way to 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and having such support motivates me to keep making videos on this scale. And without further ado, let us move on to the game. Alright guys, we are back right now, ready to go against our good brother, Dell the D-Double. And we are here with a nice and glorious green screen, meaning that you're going to be seeing much more of this face going forward. But yeah, as far as the whole situation goes, unfortunately speaking, a lot of stuff ended up going down. Basically, what happened was a few minutes before the game, a handyman ended up showing up because he was gonna make my new mailbox key. Like, my agent didn't tell me anything about him showing up at that time. That, and unfortunately, mid-battle, my PC just freaking crashed. And because of that, I unfortunately could not be able to keep the first portion of my recording because it ended up getting corrupted. This won't be an entirely post-com battle, guys, because the latter portion, once I was able to recover, was able to pretty much be able to record itself just fine. Although at the same time, unfortunately, my face cam wasn't functioning properly. So yeah, that's just how it was. But Del was pretty much very courteous enough to be okay with recreating this first portion of this game. So huge shoutouts and thanks go to my man. And yeah, with that being said, let me show you all how this first phase of the match goes. He did not bring in his Paldean Taurus, which very much caught me for a loop, but it also made me very happy because this opens up my Meowscarada so much more. And taking that into consideration, I decided to just pretty much lead off with my Uxie because it had a very good matchup against the vast majority of the squad, in the sense that it can take pretty much any and every single hit he could want to dish out. And in that sense, I can very much be able to set up my Stealth Rocks turn 1 and be able to go on from there. Del is going to opt to lead off with his Rotomo, as I'm going to lead off with my Uxie. And this is a pretty great situation for me because I got a lot of special defense investment. My honorary Ux can take hits really well, and in that sense, I chose to pretty much go straight for the Stealth Rocks, as he is going to go straight for a Thunderbolt here. That's not going to do hardly enough damage to me, as unfortunately this is the turn where I actually end up getting paralyzed, but I was able to break through and set up my Stealth Rocks. Now, these next two turns are going to be a bit turbulent because what I wanted to do was pretty much just click U-turn, but obviously, you know, like, since I didn't get paralyzed here, I'm going to click Stealth Rocks again because, newsflash, I'm going to end up getting fully parried right here and right now, which is a bit of a unfortunate situation, I suppose you could say. But yeah, he's gonna opt to go for a Volt Switch. That's gonna do hardly any damage to me, as he is going to opt to go straight out into his Galarian Slowking. Yes, he's gonna opt to go out in his Galarian Slowking, as this is the turn where I end up getting fully paralyzed. And yeah, from here, I decided that, you know what, let me just get another U-turn, let me just get on out of here. But unfortunately, I end up getting fully paralyzed again. As I'm going to try to set up my Stealth Rocks, as that is not going to fail. He's going to opt to go for a Sludge Bomb. Please, sir, don't get Snag Poison on me. Okay, cool. Hey, thankfully, the recreation is not going to be jeopardized, as I'm going to pretty much be able to get paralyzed again. And now, pretty much getting fed up with the whole situation, I realized there's hardly any reason for me to let my Uxie take any more hits whatsoever. So I'm just gonna pretty much go out into my Rainmaker, the Kazuichika Okada, the Gholdengo, as this Pokemon is especially defensive as all hell this week, because I wanted it to be able to take hits well from his Gudra, from his Thundurus, and so on, as he's gonna have to reveal his Trick Room, which did throw me for a loop. But again, since I'm specially defensive, there's hardly any reason for me to be that much afraid. So I realized that in the event of, you know, this thing being offensive and being able to leverage, you know, getting hit by a super effective move with weakness policy and whatnot, I saw that there was hardly any reason for me to not click Nasty Plot. So I just pretty much clicked that here and now, as unfortunately my man Del is going to make a very massive misclick, as he is going to reverse his Trick Room, and as of now he is going to be facing down a +2 Gholdengo with no switch-ins whatsoever. So the question is, who's he gonna sack? It's gonna be his Galarian Slowking, as it is going to go drop here and now, and just like that we get rid of what easily was a very huge problem to this team, mainly because I was worried about a Coldwear Berry Galarian Slowking, which would have made things a bit more annoying for my Meowscarada. And also with this, with his Galarian Slowking down, close combat from my Choice Banded Zapdos is ridiculously free right now, and he has absolutely zero switch-ins for that. So he's gonna have to go out into his Farigiraf here now, which surprised me for a bit, but I realized that once again, I do not want to deal with any stored power Shadow Ball or weakness policy shenanigans stuff, and in actuality, this thing can't do much to me at all, especially as I'm specially defensive as it gets. So I decided to just pretty much go for a Nasty Plot again, because this pretty much guarantees the prospect of +4 Make It Rain knocking it out. He opts to go straight for a Psyshock, when in actuality he does end up going for a Shadow Ball. He's gonna snag a crit here, which is what it is. But yeah, like in this situation, when he's facing down a +4 Gholdengo, not even Hisuian Gudra wants to come in on my face. So he's gonna pretty much opt to let this thing go down here and now. And full disclosure again, since he actually went for a Shadow Ball in the original rendition, I was unfortunately in range of his Iron Valiant, which I very much suspected to be Terra Ghost with Terra Blast. So yeah, my Gholdengo is gonna be able to recover a nice amount of passive health, as he is gonna go out into his Iron Valiant. And as of this moment in time, I realize that there's hardly any reason for me to let this thing go down, because my Gholdengos can still put in a lot of work. And since I have a physically defensive Clodsire, I can be able to discern exactly what kind of set this thing is and be able to go on from there. So yeah, I'm gonna go out into my physically defensive Clodsire because it pretty much eats any single hit from this thing for days. And also the fact that I happen to be unaware this week, meaning that this thing cannot be able to do anything to me whatsoever. So yeah, he is going to opt to Terrastalize here and now. He's gonna be able to become a Terra Ghost, which is really good for me in the sense that now I will not have to worry about a 50-50 shenanigans with my Meowscarada, and knockoff is a guaranteed kill, as he's gonna opt to go straight for a Shadow Claw that is going to do negligible damage to me because I'm a physically defensive Clodsire, and there is absolutely nothing that he can do about it. So yeah, in that situation, since I was able to stay, relatively healthy, I figured that his play right now would have to be going out into his Donphan, because it's the only Pokemon that can leverage against my Clodsire. So taking that into consideration, I realized that my play here is as clear as day, and that is to go straight for a Toxic. And with how little damage this thing just did to me, I did not expect any expect it to be a necessity to be, recovering up here and now, as he's gonna be able to go out in his Horkop, the regular Donphan, as I'm gonna be able to snag a poison, which is really good because Horkop is a Pokemon that very much is something that is difficult for me to switch into, in the sense that with ground and ice coverage, I don't really have the best switches for that per se, and it also happens to get knockoff. But obviously there's a blessing here in the sense that my Uxie does not have the berry anymore. I mean, does not have the citrus berry anymore, so it's gonna be doing negligible damage to me per se. But yeah, I'm gonna go out into my honorary Ooks here and now, as my opponent Del is going to... What does he do? Spoilers, he's gonna go for a knockoff here and now. I gotta fix my hair. I don't know why it's like this. But yeah, he's gonna opt to go straight for a knockoff here and now, as that is not gonna be able to come anywhere close towards being able to knock me out. So let me check. Okay. Right. So now in this situation, I realize that, okay, let me just get whatever chip I can acquire on his Donphan, because once I'm able to chip this thing down, Meowscarada is gonna be able to come in and be able to immediately knock it out. My Galarian Zapdos is gonna be able to come in and also be able to knock it out. So yeah, I take it praying that I don't end up getting fully paralyzed. I end up going straight for a Psychic, as he is going to opt to go straight out into his copy, the Hisuian Gudra. And this is another Pokemon that I am not playing around with, because this thing can be a lot of sets that can be potentially problematic towards me. So yeah, I'm just gonna hit this thing with a Psychic here and now. And as of this moment in time, I realize that Yawn is the freest possible play I could very much go for here and now. So yeah, I'm gonna pretty much just opt to go straight for that here, straight for that, because there was hardly any reason for me to not do so. So in the first place, it covers for him going for a Drake. Like, even if he chooses to attack me the first turn, in the event of it being a Chople Berry or even a Shuka Berry, I can be able to leverage it here and now, as he is going to opt to go straight for a Dragon Tail. That's not gonna come anywhere close towards knocking me out, as I actually go out into my Clodsire, because yeah, that's how the situation was. Unfortunately, it shows that Meowscarada is gonna come in, which is not gonna make much of a difference really. Right, so as I ended up going out in my Clodsire, I realized that him going out into his Donphan is in itself a pretty free play, all things considering. So in that sense, I realized that my play here is to pretty much just let my Uxie go down, because there's hardly any reason for me to keep this thing around anymore. Obviously, if the situation was like this, I would have just gone for a U-turn, but yeah, I'm gonna go out in my honorary Ooks, the Uxie, as he is going to go straight out into his Donphan, as now he will most certainly be able to snag a kill on me courtesy of a side game. Okay guys, we're back right now. Sorry about that. My PC basically mid-crashed and forced me to restart, and looks like my face cam is gone. Which is... oh man. Why is this happening to me? Today doesn't seem to be the best day, but it's okay. Because like, this is not really like putting me in such a spot where I cannot get out of. Because realistically speaking, I can honestly just go out into my I can just go out in my Meowscarada, snag a kill, and then basically go on from there for sure. And so as long as I keep my Clodsire alive, his Iron Valiant will not be able to do anything to me at all. So yeah, in this situation, my play here is to pretty much just go for a Flower Trick. My play here is to pretty much just go for a Flower Trick. Alternatively, I could just go for a U-turn or something else along those lines, because I do not want to give him any sense of momentum whatsoever. But truthfully speaking, is there any reason for me to unnecessarily make such a play? If this was last week, I definitely would have. But no, I'm not going to do it this time, as he's going to go for an Ice Shard, which is completely fair, because he wants to put me in range of, you know, a potential Shadow Sneak from his, you know, Iron Valiant and so on. But I'm not going to allow that to happen. Not by a long shot. But yeah, this is a pretty fine situation, all things considered, because now his only pieces remaining would have to be his Rotom-Mow. His Rotom-Mow as well as his... okay, so he's gonna go out in his Rotom-Mow, yeah. His final pieces would have to be his Rotom-Mow, his Iron Valiant, and so on. Oh my god. Alright, so in this situation... what a chaotic match. What the hell is going on? Oh man, what is this? Okay, so my player is to just pretty much go out into my Okada here. I guess my play would have been in theory just clicking U-turn there, because I'm kind of letting this dude set up a potential free Nasty Plot. But if he had Nasty Plot, he would have revealed that a long time ago, as he's gonna go for a Will-O-Wisp. He's gonna try to catch me, but unfortunately for my opponent, this gives me the freest Shadow Ball of my life. Like, I ain't got no reason whatsoever to predict here and now. Alternatively, I could just go for a Nasty Plot, but I do not see any... I mean, honestly, like, Shadow Ball is pretty free. Yeah, so Shadow Ball is the play that I'm gonna dedicate to. Is he gonna go for a Thunderbolt? Okay, he wants to give up on this thing. That is fine. Just don't get another paralysis off of me, good sir. Thank you very much. As that Shadow Ball is gonna do way too much, and I'm gonna snag the Spadev drop on him, which is pretty amazing. Because right now, what I'm gonna actually do is leverage the heck out of this and just go straight for a recover. Because with him being able to outspeed me, I can get up to 100%, hit him really hard with another Shadow Ball to the dome, and then go on from there. Basically, I want to make sure I open up a scenario where he feels compelled to click Shadow Claw with his Iron Valiant than anything else. And honestly, by the looks of his matchup, this thing could very likely be Choice Scarf Island Iron Valiant this week, which wouldn't really be a bad shout by any means. But like, once again, so as long as I keep my Manana healthy, I should be okay. So don't snag a crit on me, good sir. Don't snag a paralysis on me, good sir. Thank you very much. As this recover is going to get me back to a very good amount of HP. And I'm pretty sure that the leftovers may just even take me back to full. Because with one more Shadow Ball, this thing will... like, even if he manages to survive by any means, that is honestly like A-okay with me. Yeah, he's gonna go for a Thunderbolt. That is not gonna do enough, as Shadow Ball is gonna come off. And I feel like this should be able... okay, yeah, it is going to be able to take down that Rotom-Mow of his. And the good thing about this situation is that now he is very likely to feel compelled to go out into his Iron Valiant. And once again, differential does not matter this week at all, guys. So if it comes down to it, I have no issue whatsoever, you know, like letting his Iron Valiant take me down, just so that I can get the opportunity to go out into my Manana and then just go on from there. Alternatively, if by forcing him to go for a Ghost type move, I can then just follow up by going out into my Meowscarada, click knockoff, and then just pretty much end the game on the spot. Because I don't think that his Goodra will be able to survive any hit, especially as I happen to be expert belt. So seeing this end game that is before my very eyes right now, Okada, you did absolutely wonderful, my man. But this is the time where we must part ways. As he's gonna opt to go for a Shadow Claw, makes absolute sense, makes complete sense here, because yeah, that was pretty much his only play. As now with me knowing that this thing is not booster energy and whatnot, I know for a fact that my Mio can survive a hit. In fact, you know what? No, I believe in her. I believe in my Meowscarada because she has never let down the BPC. And I know for a fact that this is not going to be the time where it happens this week, as Mio is going to just pretty much click knockoff, and even if he goes out into his Hisuian Gudra, that is a-okay with me, guys, because when it's all said and done, his Hisuian Gudra is gonna lose his potential Choppleberry. I'm gonna click low kick, I'm gonna knock it out, and that should pretty much open the floodgates from here. And yeah, overall this week has gone pretty well, minus the terrible luck that I faced with my PC just freaking crashing on me mid-recording. And of course, you know, the people showing up to fix my keys in this time of all times. But yes, I'm going to just take this. He's just gonna opt to go out into his coffee as a last ditch effort, and I do think that knockoff into low kick should very much put this thing in range. As yeah, that did way too much, and it is the Choppleberry like I expected him to, and unfortunately for my opponent, I am going to click that low kick here and now. Yes, if he wants to be shiesty, he could wanna opt to go out into his Iron Valiant, which would be a very valiant play on my opponent's behalf. But no, he is not going to do that. He is going to let his Hisuian Gudra go down, and just like that, we are very much opening the door towards the game over screen. All right, like Meowscarada always puts in so much work, guys. I'm so happy to be able to have this Pokemon by my side, as his last Pokemon is going to be his Iron Valiant of his, and I do not see any timeline in which he can potentially come back from here. And I also don't like the idea of sacking off my Meowscarada. So, Chocobo, I'm sorry, my man, but you may have to take the L for this one occasion. Alternatively, if this thing had agility or something, would it be problematic? Maybe. But like if he's Choice Scarfed, yeah, you know what, Mio, I'm sorry, I love you, but if he's Choice Scarf, he is not Choice Scarf. I'm gonna go straight for a knockoff. I'm going to knock down that Iron Valiant of his, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all kinds, it don't matter who you are, the Bullet Punch Club is going to be able to take a nice and glorious, was it 4-0 victory? Or was it 3-0? I don't know. But yeah, I gotta go downstairs. I gotta go back to I gotta handle some business. So GG to you, GG to you, Del. Hopefully my other recording will still be there, and if not, we'll see what we can do. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Please do check his channel out. He is a fellow person of culture, and he loves pro wrestling just like I do. So please do check him out. My name is Gunner. Thank you very much for watching. Have yourselves a glorious day, and I'll see you all on the flip side.